6 years ago, I designed what became a very popular gardening item on YouTube. It's called the Strawberry Milk Crate Tower. In my design, I was able to grow as many strawberries as I possibly could with milk crates in a vertical manner. Due to my limited space, vertical gardening was the only solution, and it was a practical solution. However, there was another popular YouTuber that took my design and popularized it and profited off of my design. Well, as history goes, we can never have anything. However, I want to share with you of a design that I created before the Strawberry Milk Crate Tower. In fact, before the rooftop terrace, but many of you didn't notice it at the time. Let me put up a picture right now. You see, this design here was on my rooftop terrace. It simply had a wine barrel and a milk crate, and a couple others had wine barrel and 2 milk crates on top of them. That was my first design before the Strawberry Milk Crate Tower. However, over the years, I've managed to make some changes with the Strawberry Milk Crate Tower that you folks are accustomed to. And in doing that, let me show you that original design. With the Strawberry Milk Crate Tower here, it only requires strawberries. Your bottom crate, I set it on top of a small dolly filled with rocks so that I could hold the weight down. The Strawberry Milk Crate Tower requires 4 strawberry milk crates, not your typical standard milk crates, as you'll see here, but the much longer ones, as you'll see here. This is very important, simply because this allowed you to grow strawberries and give them the necessary room, because after all, the strawberries that I grew are called Albion strawberries, and they can grow roughly to about 8 to 9 inches tall and wide over time. And they're ever-bearing, giving you about 3 to 4 years of strawberry just with the original plant in itself. But here's the key. With this original design, I had to come up with a solution, how to water them. And I came up with the drip irrigation solution that the other popular YouTube, once again, took that design and ran with it. Well, I have a design I want to share with you. I went back to my original design. Not that I got rid of the Strawberry Milk Crate Tower, but I want to introduce you now to this design. So as you see here, this particular design is a little bit different from the Strawberry Milk Crate Tower. Although you do have milk crates here, one thing to take notice is the wine barrel on the bottom. This design was done on purpose before I created the Strawberry Milk Crate Tower. What is this design called? It's called the Strawberry Crate in a Barrel. Let's repeat that again. Strawberry crate in a barrel. This wine barrel on the bottom is important because not only does it houses the milk crates, but allows you to plant specific herbs around the perimeter of the crates inside the wine barrel. Now, herbs are very important here. Why? Because first of all, herbs are going to help not only ward off certain insects and pests that likes to chew on strawberry leaves, including your strawberries, but the bonus part is you get to have some wonderful herbs to consume yourself. Here's another thing. Along the perimeter, you can also plant other strawberries. Hence the reason why my lower milk crate here doesn't have as many strawberries. In fact, it only has 1 strawberry on each side, 4 total, because I was able to plant strawberries on the outside perimeter, along with some basil and some thyme on the opposing side. Now remember, these herbs can get quite large, so make sure you do your pruning as necessary to keep them controlled in this environment. Now let's take another look over here. Now the bottom crate is very important to take notice of this. It is actually a compost crate. Take a good look at this video here, and I'm going to share with you what I'm actually putting inside of the bottom crate. And I do this because I'm creating an environment that's going to be conducive of building the soil microbial environment. This is very important because as I water from the top, middle, on down to the bottom compost or compostable milk scraps, food scraps and such, like bananas and green leafy vegetables and anything without seeds, those liquids are going to also go into the soil that's already present in the wine barrel. That's gonna give your soil some fertility, which is good for your herbs. It's very important. I did that on purpose. Now, with the second in the top milk crate here, in my old days, I would take 5 strawberry plants and plant them on each side of the milk crate, giving it a total of 20 strawberry plants. With the exception of the top crate, it got an additional 4 strawberries. So the top crate, I was able to put 24 strawberries here. Now, this is very important because my old design houses 5 on each side. Now they only house 3 on the front here and 1 on the sides for a total of 8 strawberries. Because Albion strawberries grow very large, as I've mentioned already. We're talking about 8 to 9 inches in height and width. And I wanted to give them more room. That will help the strawberries when it comes to longevity over a longer period of time, instead of being so crowded. And that was the main problem I found in the first design. First design does work, but after 2 seasons, you're gonna have some problems with strawberries dying on you constantly, and you're having to replace them. I solved this problem over a year and a half ago, and I haven't debuted none of my strawberries when it comes to the milk crate or this design on the YouTube platform because, to be honest with you, I was quite taken back and saddened that people will take my design and profit off of it, such as you know who, and you know it just didn't seem right, especially when the individual came back with their own design and says they do it improve, which they put a PVC pipe here to get water down to the bottom crates, in which I stated to them it'll never work. Here's my design. And so we're going to get a little closer here. I'm going to share with you my design, which has been around for a long time. And I'll remind you again, from the rooftop terrace, I've had this design way before. So let's get a little closer here and we'll talk a little bit more about it. Now, as we get closer here, you'll notice there's some basil here. There's some strawberries around the sides here. The bottom crate here is just a compostable crate. And right here, I house 3 strawberries in the front and 1 on the sides. Now, when you want to get in here and place your strawberries, you want to make sure you can use some sharp clippers. I'm going to show you what those are like right now. Look at the video closely, and it makes it so much easier instead of using cutting tools that can be quite dangerous. Now, up here you'll see there is a dripper, and this dripper spreads out. That water stays on for about 3 to 5 minutes, and it allows the water to go down to this crate. As you see, the soil is evenly moist. Now, it also allows water to go down here. Now, I have 2 other towers that are inside of wine barrels in my garden. However, they're over in a different location. This is my latest one here. Now you can see the tubing for the drip irrigation, and I'm running a line right up here. Now, in my other 2 towers, I got a separate line I run into the second one and the third one, but that's because they're exposed to a lot more sunlight than this one. This one here faces the fence here, so it gets that shade even in the early morning, because let me share with you something just really quick. Pay very close attention. Eastern sun is being shaded by these plum trees here. You see, and by this time the sun gets roughly about here, it's getting that amount of sun. It doesn't need a ton of it. In fact, Albion strawberries does not do well when it's hot. They actually produce more strawberries when it's cooler. And of course, we've been picking these strawberries because they produce some fairly big ones. And once again, this is the newest crate in the yard. So these are not as full as my other two. I'll show you that in part 2 and put them all side by side. You can see all of them are on my homemade dollies. I can move these around, makes it very portable. Don't get me wrong, it's still a heavy piece of equipment to move around. But with those type of wheels, it makes it much more simpler, especially with 2 people. So I'll have them all set up and show you folks what they look like grouped together. When I designed this system over 6 years ago, I did it out of the fact that I've always been creative in the garden. In fact, if you followed me since the rooftop terrace, you will always know that I've always believed that a garden should be in order. I don't think the Most High created the Garden of Eden and just said, put it in a hole and you got soul, or just threw it out there and just say, hey, just put it in a hole and just let it be messy. Just grow some food. That's not what he did. He's the designer. He's the gardener, and he's the creator of this earth. And we have to keep in mind, since the Most High says that everything must be balanced, an imbalance is an abomination to him. So a balance would mean that your plants, your foods, everything have to be sort of situated. And this is where I, as a master gardener, certified master gardener, and a certified botanist, this is where I conflict with food forest designs. Because food forest designs based on man means that, look at these hummingbirds. You folks see this? Come here, come here, come here, come here. Shh. Come on, come here. I apologize. It happens every time I do a video, literally. But the food forest, based on man's understanding, says that a food forest, it doesn't need structure. It doesn't, well, not structure, but it doesn't need to be put in a certain place. It just needs to be, let it just look natural. Well, I don't know what you mean, natural, because the Most High had specifics and he wanted things to be orderly. A food forest based on man's understanding is not orderly. It's just layers. And just let it be. Let it do whatever. Well, that's where I kind of conflict sometimes. So do I have a food forest here? Well, you folks see it. This is just a pinch of what it looks like back here. But truth be told, there's order. And even when I designed the strawberry milk crate tower and the strawberry crate in a barrel, there was order. I took my time and I knew exactly what I was doing. I am the designer of the strawberry milk crate tower and the strawberry crate in a barrel. Remember something before I go. You've heard it here first.
Have to be your biggest fan. And when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, I just have to follow that. Because you don't know who you're going to be, who you're going to be, who you're going to be. don't know who you're gonna meet.
Wow.